everybody, and good Tuesday evening to you. It is 21 News Chief Meteorologist Eric Wilhelm here with another edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. This was the coldest start to a day that we've had since the very end of May. It's been a little while since we've been down in the 30s officially at the Youngstown Warren Airport. 38 was the low this morning. It was actually a degree cooler in Pittsburgh at 37, but we had a lot of 36s and 37s across the area this morning, and we did have some frost as well as temperatures dropped down into the middle and upper 30s this morning. If we consider the threshold officially at the airport to be 36 degrees, now we can have frost when it's 37 or even 38 under the right conditions, but generally 36 or lower is what you need for widespread frost. If we look at the official records at the airport, last year we hit 36 for the first time on September the 19th. Now the 30-year average first date of this temperature is October the 4th, so we're about 2 weeks behind schedule in counting, and we're a full month behind last year's pace. Last year was a very early cold night we had back on September 19th in 2020, but October 4th is about par for the first 36-degree reading and likely frost for our area. All right, it was a beautiful sunset this evening, captured just a little while ago from our transmitter tower camera. We do have some high clouds on the western horizon. This veil of high clouds will try to push in for a little while overnight tonight. Look for maybe some 22-degree halos around the nearly full moon up there tonight with these high clouds filtering in. In the meantime, we did not have snow today, unlike on today's date back in 1992. 29 years ago, we had 3 inches worth of snow. Pretty impressive number for this early in the season. We had snow not only in eastern Ohio and parts of western PA, but all the way back into western Ohio and into Indiana, especially in Indiana. This was a healthy snowstorm back on this date in 1992. All right, the moon is technically full tomorrow morning, but close enough tonight. It's about 99% full tonight, and the October full moon is commonly known as the full hunter's moon. And because the moon is full tonight and nearly full again tomorrow night, and also some clouds are going to push in for tomorrow night, don't expect to see a lot of meteors, but we do have kind of a medium strength meteor shower occurring and probably peaking tomorrow night. I'm not real gung-ho on seeing a lot of those because of the light pollution coming from the nearly full moon. So 24-hour temperature change. We're 8 degrees warmer this evening at about 7 p.m. than we were last evening. But look at the numbers out across the Rockies states. 30 degrees cooler than last night at this time in Billings. 25 is the number in Denver. Yeah, no surprise. We have a cold front, which is right out through here, and this is what's going to march east and bring us some changes as we go towards Thursday and especially into Friday and the start of the weekend as well. In the meantime, our weather pretty quiet tonight. Again, a veil of high clouds will push in from the west for a time, but I'm expecting lots of sunshine for our Wednesday. The next weather maker is that cold front and attendant area of low pressure along it. Out here across the front range of the Rockies, this is producing plentiful snows in parts of the Rockies this evening. And again, this is going to come east and drag the cooler air with it. But one more mild day to enjoy on our Wednesday. This is just going to be a fantastic afternoon after a chilly start. Not as cold as this morning, but a chilly start. We'll make our way into the lower 70s for our Wednesday afternoon. But then we could get grazed by a shower in the wee hours of Thursday morning. The rain's more likely, though, later in the morning towards lunchtime with the approach of our cold front. Maybe not a lot of lightning and thunder with this, but even some heavier showers could produce some pretty strong winds here and there around midday on Thursday. And then in the wake of the front, a brisk and chilly day Friday. Clouds, limited sunshine, probably at least 1 or 2 showers are going to be out there. Today, the Storm Prediction Center did highlight eastern Ohio, the panhandle of West Virginia, and a lot of western and west central PA in the low end 1 on a 1 to 5 scale, risk for severe weather on Thursday. This could be one of those what we call low cape, high shear situations. In other words, the instability, not tremendous. And so we might even have kind of a lack of lightning and thunder with these. But a lot of wind shear and enough of enough wind aloft, if you will, strong winds aloft, that even if we just get a couple of tall showers that really have limited lightning, they could bring down some strong winds. So that's something we'll be keeping an eye on, I suspect, midday and maybe the first part of the afternoon on Thursday. Nationally, the big weather story in the coming days is going to be the tremendous amounts of rain and mountain snow that are coming to the West Coast, with kind of a fire hose of moisture aimed at places that need rain desperately. But the problem out here is so often they just get too much at one time. So flooding is going to be a concern, especially in burn areas. Areas that have a lot of wildfires. The soil's loose. You don't have a lot of vegetation. And it could be too much of a good thing. This will come in waves all the way through the first half of next week. They're going to be measuring the snow in feet in the higher elevations, and the rainfall totals, really from the Bay Area, San Francisco, Oakland on north, into Seattle, Portland, coastal areas of the Pacific Northwest. I mean, it's going to be double-digit rainfall totals. And even down as far south as Los Angeles, they're going to get some needed rain. Hopefully not too much at one time. While the West is very stormy, we'll be a little unsettled Thursday, Friday, Saturday. A couple of showers lingering into the first half of the weekend. We'll probably squeeze in a dry day Sunday. Next week will start cool, but by midweek, this upper low is going to start pushing out. Just a fire hose aimed at the West Coast with that strong Pacific jet. This low pushes out, and in its wake, we actually go back to the same kind of pattern we've been in for a lot of October so far. That means that a ridge will start popping back up from south to north early on next week. So we're talking next Tuesday into next Wednesday. This will probably allow temperatures to get well up into the 60s and perhaps even a 70-degree day or two early on next week. That'll be followed by, it looks like, a cool down for next weekend. Last evening, I opined a little bit on the, on the longer range, talking about the first couple of weeks of November. I do suspect November is going to be feature more back and forth, and no surprise as the season progresses. But even compared to average, we might have some pretty legitimate cold shots compared to average getting into the mix during the month of November. Rest of October, though, I mean, yeah, it's going to be chilly. Friday and Saturday especially, but nothing crazy. I think October will probably end on a fairly mild note, but again, maybe a more changeable pattern with more chances for some legit cold. As we head into the month of November, we'll do a November forecast at the end of the month, and don't forget the annual winter forecast, mostly focused on December, January, and February, will come out on November the 4th. In the meantime, thanks for watching tonight, and I'll see you right back here on Wednesday.